Hi, I'm Angie Barnes. Been taking you through the pains, gains, and claims, the tales of an impatient sales lady, why I'm impatient, along with how you close out a meeting. So today, once you close out a meeting, we really have to figure out what's the best way to follow up on that meeting, right? So the goal we talked about in the last one is that you don't want to leave a meeting without setting a meeting. So hopefully at this point you're just following up on the meeting that you've already set, which was awesome. So but once you get through and you're following up on that meeting, let's say you have a date in mind. One of the things we talked about the last one, you want to make sure who you're going to invite other people, because maybe at the first meeting it was John, but John's boss Dave is really the one who's going to make the decision, or Dave and Sarah are going to make the decision. So this next meeting, you want to be really keyed in on making sure you're developing that universe of people. One of the mistakes most salespeople make is they go on one meeting and they hit it out of the park, right? But they think, I've got this. Well, the problem is they've left out three other decision makers that the moment the person that was excited about the meeting goes and says, well, yeah, but I got a guy I like and he's better, right? Hopefully that's not the case, but that happens. So make sure on your follow-up meeting you have invited the right audience. So I would say we've talked about agreement, we've talked about alignment, we've talked about appreciation, but I would also say it's very important that you know who your audience is going to be on that follow-up, because again, you may have hit one out of the park, but you need to have the whole team, right? So very important. One of the things I like to do in the follow-up is go back. I do a very detailed email that says, here's the things, thanking them, always being very appreciative as well. Another A, appreciation, right? Always be very appreciative in everything you're doing of the time that they've taken away to spend with you. So that follow-up needs to be real appreciative of that time, and we know how busy you are. This is a wonderful opportunity to just thank them, right? Always good. The other thing that we talked about at the SIA AcceleRISE was amazing was authenticity. Another A. Always be authentic in that follow-up. Don't be a canned response. Make sure it sounds like you. I had one of the most biggest compliments somebody gave me. Says, Angie, you talk are you right how you talk? And I was like, okay, good. Then I'm conveying Angie, not somebody else, but Angie. So authenticity is something that you always want to be also in your follow-up with your appreciation. So make sure that you are taking time to do all the information, what you uncovered, summary, right? Your next steps, and you can even show them a little bit of a roadmap of how you envision this going if things are successful at the second meeting. When I sold, $10 million accounts, we always had a thing called an evaluation plan that allowed you basically to put step by step and put dates next to those steps. What I loved about the evaluation plan was the go, no go, right? So they had to agree to each step and the timing of those steps. And they could say go, no go, meaning if we didn't do this, then we didn't go to the next step, right? And again, it gave them some ownership of this process and that roadmap, and they loved it. And what you find in sales is there's closes and there's mini closes. What that evaluation plan did, it allowed you to do a mini close, right? And as you step through that evaluation plan, all of a sudden you would realize you're at the end, right? You're down to legal and closing that, and you didn't even realize it, but you kept walking through that evaluation plan. So I also suggest an evaluation plan. Sometimes that's for the larger, longer opportunities, but it's a very successful way to do that, right? So after I've laid out the roadmap, I've given them all the information, we've agreed on the time, I send an email, right? Off we go. And then I give myself a couple days if they haven't responded to just double check in a nice way. Hey, John, I just want to make sure we're all set. I sent you an email. I know things are crazy. Might have got missed. I just wanted to remind you of our upcoming meeting, blah, blah, blah. All right. So send a follow-up email also if you don't hear back from them. Once you do that, in between, I also love to do a handwritten note. Listen, I'm old school, right? I tell people I've been doing this since I was young and good looking. And I've been in the business a long time, but the handwritten note is personal. And I'm telling you, the people that I get handwritten notes for always get more attention and calls back from me. So take your time. Pick out something that you think they'd like, even a card. I recently moved to Nashville, so I got all these Nashville cards that I use. So they specifically were authentic to me. Again, remember the authenticity. Make them special as far as and personal, right? Thank you so much. Again, another way to appreciate what they did and how the time that they put. And just say, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 25th. Something simple and nice, but very personal and authentic to you. So a wonderful way to follow up on your meeting.